Hello, my name is Heidi Tobin and I am president of the Jackson Hole Snow Devils, and welcome to the 33rd Annual World Championship Snowmobile Hill Climb here in beautiful Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Hope you enjoy the show. It should be very wild and very western.
Jackson Hole 2008!
Yeah, this is my second year, and I really like watching them climb. I really like the mods. They're pretty nice.
Doing lots of hamburgers and double cheeseburgers and Philly cheesesteaks. We got breakfast burritos in the morning. And things are doing good. We're cooking lots of burgers. Everybody's hungry. Yeah, I've been cooking hamburgers probably the last 20, 25 years. I'll bet you we do probably 20, maybe probably even 30,000 burgers a year, the way it's going. So it takes lots of people, lots of wrappers, lots of cookers. Yeah, everybody's having a good time, man. It's all for a good cause. All the money goes right back in the community.
I'm here with Verlin Simmons, and Verlin won King of the Hill in 1984 and came back again in 1987. And Verlin, you were running against all the past kings?
Yes.
And you won King of Kings?
King of Kings, and they had Dave Shepard, Williamson, and the other big dogs, and I beat them bad. It was fun. That was probably my funnest ride on a snowmobile.
Now, you went right up the same course that they go up today?
Yep, we did. But then we're not as fast as they were then, but it was quite a deal.
So what were you riding?
I was riding at Polaris. We'd made it into a 650, and it was working good. But Dave Shepard is probably one of the best.
That's right, he was.
So it was just kind of neat just to be able to beat him. So, but now I've got a machine that can whip most anybody on a hill, but I'm getting too old to be able to manipulate it well enough. My reflexes have slowed down a lot.
So
I'm only 78. So
I was going to say, how old are you, Verlin?
So I'm still be able to ride good, but it's a fun sport and keeps you in shape.
Well, Verlin, thank you very much.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Good morning. Here we are, the final day at the 33rd annual running of the World Championship Hill Climb here in Jackson. I'll tell you what, it's been 3 great days so far, John. What do you think?
Well, you know, Glenn, we've got a little bit of different year. We've got weather that we haven't had in the past. We got snow that's unbelievable. The snow is so deep up there. The racers having a tough time getting through it. They have had tough times because last year we had traction with the rocks, the stumps, the trees. This year it's just straight snow, and they're digging channels up there 6, 7, 8 foot deep. And boy, the mountain's been winning this weekend, Glenn.
The mountain really has been winning so far. We had classes yesterday with 15, 16 people in them, but we got one racer over the hill. I mean, we haven't seen a hill climb like this in years. I mean, snow depths, like you said, better than we've seen in years, putting a real test to these racers.
All right, you know, like I was saying, Glenn, with the snow this year, the snow is so deep everywhere, it's been tough for these sleds to get up through. But they've been running a lot shorter runs than Jackson. We've been running 40 to 50-second runs, and this one up here this weekend is close to 2 minutes. With the pros that are running, that's a long race, and that's a lot of sledding for these guys doing. They're awful tired after every class, but they've been doing real well. But like I say, the hill has been winning quite often.
And you're going to see a lot of the same names you've seen in the past, but we've got some new up-and-coming names. We've got, in your Rimshaw circuit, there's some semi-pro racers that have stepped up here in the last, last 3 or 4 races, and they're qualified in here running with these guys that have been up here for years. Reedy's trying to make a name.
Yeah, well, you look at Danny Johnson, Trent Hansaker, and Colton Smith. I think it was 2 races ago that they went to the pros. They done real well in the semi-pros, and they've all run real well. They're running Skidoo, all of them. And these kids, like I say, they won in the past numerous times. And bumping up to pro today, they're all in the same class. I think it's 1,000 improved stock. And these kids ride, and they ride well. So they'll be in here today, so you need to watch these semi-pro guys that have bumped up to pro, doing real well, Glenn.
You know, you mentioned all 3 of these young guys running Skidoo. We went down through our list this morning, and it is pretty tight. I mean, it's pretty even on the manufacturers and Skidoo, Polaris, Arctic Cat. I mean, it's pretty tight. We've got the Tapios back returning. He's defending his title 2 years in a row. I know he's in there 2 or 3 classes today looking for a 3-peat. What do you think? Can he get it done?
He could. There's 3 Tapio boys. They're all brothers, and they run well. nicest kids you'll ever meet on the circuit, Glenn. They're just really good kids, and they do run well and stuff. They got turbos on their sleds, and folks, watch out for them because they could be on top of the hill real easy today.
Well, and anything could happen. You know, they're calling for snow today. Visibility could get really ugly on the hill. We might be relying on BAM just to be able to see what we're doing off that screen down there. Because when that socks in up here, it gets ugly. And these guys can't see much past the front of their sled, let alone up the hill where they're going to go. So I think we've got a great day of finals lined up here. Ought to be interesting. Things going to get really western. Ought to be fun.
Yeah, you watch up here, folks. It's going to be a great day of racing up here. We had, like I say, quite the weather. We've had 30-mile-an-hour winds, snowing to where you can't see mid-mountain. And these guys, they're mucking up through. They're doing a great job. These kids can ride these sleds up here. So watch. This is going to be a fun day at Jackson.
Great day. Now we're going to get out of the way. We're going to get the drivers up here. We're going to have a drivers meeting. We're going to get these guys lined up. And I'll tell you what, this might be some of the best racing at Jackson you've ever seen.
I want to thank BAM Film Productions. These guys are up here every year doing a great job for us. Really appreciate them, Glenn. It's always fun to work with you.
Great working with you. Let's have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Welcome to the 33rd Annual Jackson Hole World Championship Hill Climb, sponsored by HMK, the highest quality snowmobile clothing, outerwear, boots, and accessories. Ebros Racing, Exit Racing Shocks, and RSFX front suspensions. Tri-City Performance, your Polaris performance specialist for the Utah Valley. 2 locations, Centerville and Springville. Starting Line Products, setting the world's performance standards, celebrating 35 years of excellence. Kurtz Polaris with 3 great locations in Seeley Lake, Missoula, and Kalispell, Montana. Easy Ride, the choice of champions. Ride into the future with Easy Ride suspensions. Simmons Incorporated, the one true flexible ski, still in a class of its own. Home of the Flexi Ski and the Generation 2. Snow King Resort, the finest accommodations in the heart of Jackson Hole.
We're out here today, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, enjoying this nice, beautiful weather we have. No matter what it is, we are always here. I have lived here for many years and never have missed a hill climb. Today they're going to show us some real speed because they straighten this thing out, and it is great.
Now we're just out here at Jackson Hole today. Come all the way from Missoula, Montana. Doesn't matter what the weather is. We're here because we have the need for speed.
Time to begin the finals. First class is the ProMaster Stock. Mark Thompson from Providence, Utah was the first racer for 2008. ProMaster Stock is for pro riders over the age of 40. Mark is a team captain for Skidoo Race Team, and he was the king of the mountain in 1989. He also holds the title for being the first man ever to go over the top of Snow King Mountain on a stock sled. After leaving the starting line, the racer must climb 1,571 feet at a 30 to 40 degree rise, piloting his sled through a series of gates, racing against the timing clock. 126.414 for Mark Thompson. He sets the pace for the rest of the riders. On the mountain, Tom Roby from Thane, Wyoming. And Roby was the #1 qualifier in this class on Friday with a 49.213. Roby was the ProMaster Stock King here last year. He's been up this mountain many times before. Let's see how he does. And he turns in a blistering time of 1:06 flat. Skidoo racer Scott Barge from Kalispell, Montana. Scott was Stock King here in 2003. And you'll notice this is not a point and shoot. Scott must maneuver his Skidoo through the gated course, over catwalk 2 and 3, keeping the sled wide open to beat the clock. Scott's feeling good as he turns a 1:12.567 for second place. Next up is Skidoo rider David Sharp from Moxie, Washington. Whoa, Sharp runs into some problems. Snow King claims her first racer, but David won't be the last. Next on the mountain is world champion and Polaris team leader Rick Ward. As he rides his players up through the rock garden, he gets off camber and parks his sled next to gate 11.
All right, we're out here on a beautiful day from Jackson. Came down here from Missoula, Montana. Out here for the fresh air and the smell of two-stroke oil. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Now we move into 600 Pro Stock. Chance Bucklew, cat rider from Pocatello, Idaho. Let's see how he does. Chance sets the pace at a time of 1.15.820. Polaris racer Cole Wilford out of Colorado. Cole's got a great run going as he pushes his players up through over the top of catwalk number 3. Cole's looking good as he heads for the top. 116.718 for Cole. Cat rider David McClure from Swan Valley, Idaho. .254 for David McClure. Polaris rider Keith Curtis. Keith was the top qualifier on Friday in this class. He's packing some good speed as he goes over the top of catwalk number 3, headed for the top. .258 to take the lead. 600 stock, first place, Keith Curtis.
Yeah, we're just testing the fuels. There's certain things they can't add to their fuels to keep everything fair and on an even playing field. Good luck. That's like instant replay. We're testing for oxygenated fuels, alcohol added, things like that. I'm just here checking on random cases and just trying to keep everything on the up and up.
Now we move into the 600 improved stock. Next up, Michael Crockett from Folsom, Montana, powering his sled up the hill. Gonna get a mark. David McClure from Swan Valley, Idaho. This is his second time on the mountain today. He got a 4th in the last class. Let's see how David does in this. He wants the win. Powering his cat up, and over the top. David McClure with a fast time of 1.14.248. Cat rider Chance Bucklew from Pocatello, Idaho. Second time on the mountain today. Took a second in the last class. Brent Cheney, 43-year-old veteran from Pinedale, Wyoming, and father of Scott Cheney, the Cheney race team. Brent has been climbing this hill for several years and knows his way to the top. one of our friends out of Star Valley, Wyoming, Polaris rider Dustin Hatterley. Dustin is 25 years old and is used to riding in these kind of conditions. Star Valley has some of the steepest terrain you'll find anywhere in North America. He's looking good as he gets through the rock garden and headed for the timing lights. Dustin Hatterley with time of 1.15.520. Good enough for second place. But the win goes to David McClure with a 1:14.248.
I'm from Idaho Falls. I just moved to Swan Valley, and I'm here supporting David McClure, my new brother-in-law.
Hi, I'm Catherine from Idaho Falls, Idaho, and we're here for David McClure.
Go David!
Now we move into the 600 mod. First up, Nels Tapio from Battleground, Washington. Nels was a top qualifier in this class yesterday with a 1:31.031. Let's see how Nels can do today. Nels Tapio is part of Team Tapio, brother Kyle, Russ, and Dad John. And these guys always come prepared to win. Nels Tapio putting a good run on the hill. Nels puts a blistering fast time of 1.04.961, giving all the rest of the riders a mark to shoot for. Racer Tyler Archibald from Wellsville, Utah, taking his Skidoo up the hill. He's new to the pro class, coming out as semi-pro. Tyler is digging in as he climbs up and over catwalk number 3. And Kyler lets it all hang out. He wants this win. Great run, but it won't beat Nels' time. Carson Ellingsford from Evanston, Wyoming. This is Carson's second year in the pro class. He's pushing his 600 mod Skidoo up through the bumps, trying to beat Nels' time. Puts a good time on the hill with a 1:12.381. 7 more riders to go. Next up, cat rider Miles Lambert from Hiram, Utah, making his run up the hill. Let's see what Miles can do. Great run. Not good enough to knock off Nels. Polaris racer Josh Harderode, number 442, giving it everything he's got. Snow King Mountain is getting chewed up, and Josh gets off camber, and he will get a mark as he digs in and makes a hole. Cat rider Russ Tapio from Battleground, Washington has a 600 mod cat running great. He is part of the Team Tapio. Nothing he'd like better than to beat his brother Nels' time. keeps the throttle pinned. He gets a time of 106.221. He won't knock off Nails, but good enough for second place. Next up, Tony Zollinger from Avon, Utah. He's got the sled set up. He's got the turbo working. Tony's making his run up the hill. Let's see what he can do. Tony puts a great run on the hill. Good enough for third place. Canadian rider Jason Hughes, number 152 from Kamloops, British Columbia. And riding hard, working that cat up and over catwalk number 3. Jason gets a time of 108.933, knocking Tony Zollinger to fourth place as he takes third place. The captain, Eric Hibbert, of Goodrich, Minnesota, formerly from Driggs, Idaho. Captain grew up here in the shadows of the Tetons. Worked the stock king here at Jackson in 2000. Kurt gets up there a little bit off camber and has to park the sled right there on the side. No one was able to knock off Nails, and the win goes to Nails Tapio on that cat.
We're out here enjoying this beautiful day riding today, and wanted to show you some of the stuff that we offer for some of the sleds. We call this the 777 kit, Lucky Sevens, 160 horsepower, single pipe, white pipe, silencer of course. It's all designed to work in conjunction with one another, and it's flat awesome. So. We're also here with Brett Jensen from Polaris. He's been riding the Polaris 8 all year with our single pipe on it. And go ahead, Brett, and tell Blake what you think of that sled.
I've had the pipe on since the beginning of the year, and one thing I'm a firm advocate of is Starting Line makes some of the very, very best aftermarket products that I've ever seen. I use their stuff every year, and I really appreciate the quality. The sled runs crisp and clean. I don't know if you've seen some of the footage of what we've been doing, but it's got an air intake kit and a Starting Line single pipe and no other modifications to the sled at all. It's crisp, it's nice. I appreciate the Starting Line guys for what they, the performance they offer and the way they do it. Okay, what I really appreciate about Starting Line's pipe is how it cleans up under the hood. It's light, it's nice, it's clean. The fit is absolutely fantastic. I really appreciate the finish and how everything works. As you can see, the fit is so good that I haven't even had to make any alterations to the hood or anywhere else. I'm not getting any heating or burning, and I appreciate that. Besides the Starting Line pipe that we talked about, we've got their air intake kit that really fits nice, looks good underneath the hood, and that allows the air to flow freely. Also, I've got their other air intake there, so we get plenty of clean, fresh air, and I'm really pleased to have my sled have Starting Line parts on it. It makes a great snowmobile, and I've had a lot of fun this winter. Thanks to Starting Line.
700 Pro stock. This is how they line up. First up, Tyler Crockett, 22 years old, Polson, Montana. Tyler runs into a little bad luck as he slams into the edge, can't get back on, and is drug into a gate. Cat rider, Chance Bucklew. He's been up this hill twice earlier today, taking a second in 600 stock and a fifth in 600 improved stock. He's working that cat through the trenches and over catwalk number 3. Chance Bucklew headed to the top. Big brother Michael Crockett, age 24, from Polson, Montana. He's been up this hill twice earlier today, placing a 5th in 600 stock, 3rd in 600 improved stock. He's doing the kamikaze. He's thinking cash or crash. Cat rider Scott Cheney, part of the Cheney race team. Scott's working his way to the top. Needs to be faster than Buckaloo's 1:16, 1:77. Scott's working that cat. He wants it bad. New leader, Scott Cheney.
There's your new leader, Scott Cheney. 1:13.61 with one racer to go.
Polaris rider, 20-year-old Keith Curtis out of Dillon, Montana. Top qualifier in this class from Friday. He's the top qualifier in 3 classes today. He's looking for a repeat after taking first place in the 600 stock class earlier today. Working that Polaris up and over catwalk number 3. He's letting it all hang out as he's headed to the top. Keith Curtis.
I'm here with Max Maxedon from Tri-City Performance. Max, you've got a great show going. What products are you featuring here?
Well, we have a new 07 700 today that we've got pretty much tricked out with all of our products that we design and build, plus with the aftermarket companies that we work with. A starting line single pipe, Boondocker NOS system. We've got the Zebros front end on it with starting line Powder Pro skis, new Walker Evans shocks that we've been working with. We'll have a new Easy Ride rear suspension that we're going to be putting under it here shortly. We just barely got that, so we wasn't able to get in under the sled. R&M vents. You know, basically, again, Meg, this is the kind of stuff that we do for our mountain customers and try to provide them with the best boondocking snowmobile out there.
So if someone wants the best boondocking sled out there, how do they get a hold of you, Max?
TriCityPerformance.net.
Fantastic.
700 improved stock. Here's how they line up. Nick Ropoletto, Millville, Utah. It's starting to snow and the riders are having a hard time picking their lines to the top. Rob Kincaid from Victor, Idaho, top qualifier in this class on Friday. Polaris rider Dolan Phelps from Montpelier, Idaho. Dolan was the stock king here in 2004. Dolan wants a repeat. local one from Nampa, Idaho, working that Polaris up that hill. Aaron's running into some bad luck. Whoa, here it comes. Next up, Canadian racer Trent Backus from Marla, British Columbia on that Polaris. These racers are having a tough time. The trenches are deep, it's off camber, big holes. Whoa, and here it comes.
We are here today with Kurt Freedy, and Kurt is the owner of Kurt's Polaris. He has 3 locations under the big sky, Kalispell, Seeley Lake, and we're here in Missoula with him. Now, Kurt, you've been over the top of this mountain here in Jackson quite a few times. You've taken some mod titles here.
Yeah, in 1993 I won Mod 2, and in 1997 I won Mod 4.
Fantastic. Now, today Kurt is going to show us some tech tips. Kurt, what are you going to show us?
Clutching and gearing.
Fantastic. Let's go.
I have Mike Van Dam here to help us discuss the techniques of clutching and gearing. And Mike is a past world championship in ice drags and snow drags. Mike, can you help us?
Thank you, Curtis. Today we have some exciting things to go through with snowmobile clutching and gearing, and to me that is the heart of the snowmobile. Clutching and gearing go hand in hand.
We believe in gearing the sleds down so that we can improve the track speed with torque.
It's been our experience that gearing a snowmobile down changes the shift ratio at the same mile an hour from about right here, farther out to about right there, which allows that clutch ramp to shift out at a more aggressive angle, causing tighter belt pinch, which improves durability as well as performance.
We also use springs in conjunction with our clutching and gearing to increase belt side force for better shifting and longer durability on the belts. As you can see, we at Kurt's Polaris are professionals and can set up your sled for every application.
700 mods. Saturday's qualifying of 32 entries narrows the field to 10 for the finals. This is how they line up. First up, 20-year-old Carson Ellingsford from Evanston, Wyoming. This is Carson's second year running pro. Carson just finished in 5th place in the 600 mod. He's got a great run going. Power his skidoo up through 3rd catwalk. Let's see how he does here. Carson sets the pace with a time to beat of 1.14.934. Tony Zollinger, part of the Zollinger race team, was top qualifier yesterday with a 1:33.509. Let's see how Tony does today. Cole Wilford. Cole's working that Polaris up through there. Whoa, Cole seems to have a little problem going with the sled. Makes it up and sits it right on the top of the third catwalk on the landing. Pumps the throttle, gets it going. Cole's running. Cole's headed for the finish line. And Cole trips the lights at a 1:17.80. Canadian racer Jason Hughes from Kamloops, British Columbia. He's got a good smooth run going, but he needs to beat the 1:14 put on the hill by Carson Ellingsford. Good run, but not good enough to knock Carson out of his first place. Now it's time for Chris Perez. Looks like he might have had just a little problem. He's got the hood appears to be a little bit loose. It looks like his pit crew forgot to latch it down on the one side, but Chris is not going to let that get in his way. The hood doesn't seem to be a distraction to Chris as he's coming up over the top of the third catwalk. He's got a great run going, and he's headed for the timing lights. And Chris has got a 1:15.339.
Roving Rod with Chris Morant. What was the time, Glenn?
1:15.33. 1:15.33.
Where would that put him right now?
About third place right now.
Unofficially third. Well, Chris, nice run. You're over the top. How was it?
Oh, it was awesome. There's nothing better than a borrowed sled and a 600 in the 700 class. So had a blast and made it up for the second time this weekend.
Well, congratulations for your second time, and I'm sure glad that hood didn't hit you in the puss.
Yeah, it was flopping about since halfway below the first catwalk there, but it was all good.
Is that the same sled hit the net? What happened?
Yeah, that was the same sled that hit the net, but that's all right. It's just cosmetic.
Well, I saw the hill help get out the vacuum cleaner, scoop it all up, so it was enough parts to go over. Thanks again, Chris.
Thanks, Rod, and make sure, guys, anytime you want to come ride with me, check out BrantzBackcountryadventure.com.
Nels Tapio from Team Tapio of Battleground, Washington, just came off of a big win in the 600 mud class. Nels has got a great run going. He's hanging out over catwalk number 30. He wants the win. He's got to beat Carson Ellingsford with a 1:14. Is Nels going to do it? 1:15.835 for Nels. 23-year-old Steve Martin from Evanston, Wyoming, Team Skidoo racer. Can he knock off Team Skidoo mate and hometown Evanston, Wyoming racer Carson Ellingsford out of his first place? Martin is smooth and fast as he comes over catwalk number 3. New leader with a 109.386 to take the win.
One of the top racing families on the Rimshaw circuit, the Tapio brothers, with Russ, Nels, and Kyle. And as you'll notice, they all wear HMK. What do you like about it, Russ?
Well, we've worn HMK's boots ever since we've been racing. They offer good ankle support, and they fit into the running boards real well, and we've always ran with those boots, and they work great for us.
All right, and how about you, Nels?
I like their clothing, the coats, pants and whatnot. Everything keeps you dry and warm. There's a wide range of clothing that they offer, and there's something for everyone.
Kyle?
HMK has great products. They got something that works in every application, and great boots, great line of clothing, and Kirk's a great guy to work with and makes great product.
Yes, he does. Thanks, Kirk.
Pro Stock. Saturday qualifying of 36 entries narrows the field to 12, and here's how they line up. First up, Justin Jacobson from Montpelier, Idaho. These sleds don't have as much horsepower as the 700 mods that just went up through the course. Oh, and Justin sticks it right there. Polaris rider Dolan Phelps from Montpelier, Idaho. Dolan was the stock king here in 2004. Dolan wants the win as he clears everyone out of his way, and he's headed to the top. And Dolan gets a 1.11.210. Chuck Hogan. Chuck was improved stock king here in 2005. Let's see what Chuck can do. These guys we call Hill Help are all volunteer. They're tough, gutsy, and a little bit crazy. They're here for one reason, and that's to save these racer sleds. Canadian racer, 20-year-old Trent Backus from Marla, British Columbia. This is the World Championship, and we welcome the Canadian racers. Mountain's getting chewed up, trench, deep holes. Whoa, and Trent runs into a little bad luck. Skidoo racer, 46-year-old David Sharp from Moxie, Washington. On the mountain, he's in shape and he shows us what it takes to compete in this class. As he works his way up through catwalk number 3, and he's headed for the timing lights. Time of 1:13.331. That rider Les Keller was the top qualifier Friday in this class with a 51.258. Let's see how Les does here today. He's making good time as he comes up over the third catwalk. Les Keller with a time of 1.14.713. Next up, Jeremy Osler. They call him the Oz. He was last year's Mod King here at Jackson. The Oz wants a repeat. Let's see how he does. Skidoo racer Scott Barge from Kalispell, Montana. Scott was the stock king here at Jackson in 2003. He's riding good today. Oh, what a great save as he heads to the top. Scott Barge. Scott turns a time of 1.18. 1:18.95. Scott Barge feeling good to be on top of Snow King Mountain.
Blake, we're up here at the third catwalk again, Sunday finals day at the Jackson Snow King Hill Climb. This is a way different sight from last year. We actually have snow on the mountain. Most of the rocks are still covered, but after hundreds of sleds coming up here with 2-inch paddles. It doesn't take much to get the snow off the rocks. And right now we've got a couple sections here, one down here, right at the third catwalk where there's always an ugly spot on the mountain. And it's catching some of these guys. This is the best of the best riding today. And a lot of them are stopping right in here at the third catwalk. I think we're getting bigger classes now. The times are going to get faster. We're going to see some cool action coming at you.
ProMasters Improved stock for racers over 40. First up, 41-year-old Tom Roby out of Thane, Wyoming. Tom just got a first place in the ProMasters stock earlier today. He was the ProMasters stock king here in 2007. Let's see how Tom does. A 110.471 for Tom Roby to set the pace for the rest of the riders in this class. 46-year-old David Sharp from Moxie, Washington just placed a third in the last class. Let's see if he's got enough to beat out Roby. Whoa, and David gets a 109.541. Moves into first place. 40-year-old Skidoo racer Scott Barge is placed the fifth in the last class. Let's see if he has enough to knock off Sharp. He's got a good run going. Scott's got a 113.984, third place behind Tom Roby. 43-year-old Brad Sharp out of Moxie, Washington. The other half of Sharp Brothers Racing. Let's see how he does. Brad gets a little sideways and decides to park it right there. And this year's 2008 ProMasters Improved stock goes to David Sharp with a 109.541.
Today we're going to start with the front suspension and the package that's incorporated therein. First, we have a non-adjustable triple rate shock. And when I say triple rate, I mean it has 3 springs. And the purpose of the 3 springs is to incorporate a ride quality that is like that of having a sway bar, but you don't have a sway bar. All of our shocks are tuned to rider weight as well as the specific chassis that they're going on. The purpose of this little knob here is to adjust the compression dampening of the shock absorber externally without taking the shock apart and readjusting the valving. You're able to do it with a simple turn of the knob and adjust your ride quality stiffer or softer depending on what you need in that particular day. There's some key factors that go into our design of our M-Series A-arm, such as maximum ground clearance. This bend that you see here in the A-arm allows the arm to be a little bit farther away from the snow, which helps you to avoid rocks and stumps. The other factor that goes into all of our A-arm construction is we use 4130 chromoly that's TIG welded, and that's for strength and durability. Coming from the racing background that we do at Zebros Racing, we work closely with a lot of factory supported riders on all brands, and we worked very closely with the Arctic Cat team the last several years to develop this A-arm and to get their feedback and to test it on the race circuit. So you know that if it can hold up to the punishment that they're going to put it through, it's going to hold up to the punishment that you're going to put it through.
800 Improved stock, 28 qualifying entries to a field of 9. 28-year-old Jay Stickney from Kalispell, Montana. Jay was the 600 stock king here last year. Jay's been to the top before. Let's see what he can do. Jay's got a good run going. He gets a little wide at catwalk number 3. with a time of 1:13.449. Sets the pace for the other riders to shoot at. Tom Roby, Thane, Wyoming, Friday's top qualifier in this class with a 49.895. Tom was the ProMaster Stock King here last year, and he just came off of a big win in the ProMaster Stock class earlier today and a second place in the ProMasters Improved Stock in the last class. Whoa, and Tom's got a 109.664, new fast time for the rest of the racer to shoot at. Drops Jay Stickney into second place. Skidoo racer, Justin Jacobson from Montpelier, Idaho. Justin's a little wide at gate 8, but he takes out gate 9, trying to get back into the course. And Justin will be marked at gate 9. Justin's paid his money. He's going to go ahead and go on over the top. Justin gets a pat on the back from Skidoo teammate Tom Roby. Tom reassures him that sometimes this happens when you go all out. Kevin Kilroy from Afton, Wyoming. He was Improved Stock King here in 2002, and Kevin's got a great run going. And he gets a little sideways at gate 10, and he's trying to get back in the course. These racers are having a real tough time as they negotiate these gates and try to get back in the course after going wide. Kevin will get a mark at gate 10. Aaron Buchelman from Nampa, Idaho, sponsored by Carl Cycle. Oh, and Aaron's getting wide, and he cuts across the top of the catwalk and into the crowd. 39-year-old Todd Tupper from Haley, Idaho. He's been up this hill before. He was Improved Stock King in 2005. Todd's been racing for 15 years. He knows what he's got to do to put a fast time on the clock to try to knock off Tom Roby. And he's going wide between gate 10 and 11, and Todd's trying to get back into the course, and he can't get there. Oh!
He had it too. Right through the bars. That's
You can see the disappointment on Todd's face. Cat Rider, 33-year-old Ty Free from Bozeman, Montana, formerly from Jackson Hole. Ty tries a new line over the rocks at gate 10, but it's just too steep and off camber. Canadian racer, 31-year-old Norm Hebert from Terrace, British Columbia. Norm's been up this hill before. He was the Improved Stock King in 2001. Norm goes wide, but he's able to get back into the course. Norm's got a great run going. Let's see if he's got enough to knock Roby off his 109.664. Oh, and he gets thrown off the front of his sled, but he's cleared the timing lights with a new fast time of 108.324. And the win goes to Norm Hebert, our Canadian friend in the 800 Improved Stock.
That's our camera there. That's going to go down in this year's beautiful new DVD put on by BAM. What do you got to say?
I'd just like to thank Tom and Heidi, my mechanic Rice, and everyone that supported me. I'll be coming back up here again for a King Red Thanks.
And we'll be seeing you. We want to thank you coming all the way down. Our good friends from Canada, our class winner, Norm. I'll see you in a little bit.
800 mod, largest class with 43 qualifying entries. Needed to be divided into 2 heats, 7 from each heat, a total of 14 for the finals. Dales Tapio, part of Team Tapio from Battleground, Washington. He came off with a big first place finish in 600 mod, 4th in 700 mod. Let's see how Nails does. He's looking good as he's going up the face. 1:10.294 sets the pace for the rest of the racers. Our Canadian friend, Vinnie Clark, Belmont, British Columbia, Canada. He's a past world champion. Nate Zollinger, Logan, Utah, Zebros Racing. Top qualifier yesterday in Heat 2 with a 1:25.197. Nate was the 2006 improved stock king here at Jackson. Polaris racer Tyler Backus. Tapio, part of Team Tapio. Kyle had the top qualifying time in Heat 1 with a 1:23.803 yesterday. And Kyle's up over the third catwalk, headed for the top. 1:02.368, new leader, Kyle Tapio. Polaris rider Tyson Thomas from Afton, Wyoming, part of that Star Valley country. Oh, and Tyson takes out a gate. He'll be marked right there. Cat rider, 36-year-old Shad Free, right here in Jackson, Wyoming. Shad's been up this mountain before. Let's see what he can do today. Local favorite, 23-year-old Parker Brown, right here from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Son of the world champion and past Snow Devil president Norris Brown. And Parker's very fast up that face, headed for the light. New fast time, 56.419.
You got a little bit in shape this year doing that snowcross. You're not even breathing hard.
I don't know. I owe it all to my family, my mom and dad, and Williamson. So let me run a sled this year and put the knee in. I knew I could do it. I just had to have luck on my side. And I got to thank the Tapio brothers and Zollingers and everybody that's flashing Christmas every time. So I can't even breathe because I'm too excited. So, thanks to everybody.
Russ Tapio, Battleground, Washington. We have all three of the Team Tapio brothers in this 800 mod class. Russ was a 600 improved stock winner here last year. And he's got a good run going.
Looks like he had trouble. He got through the last 1:05.48.
Team Skidoo rider Rusty Johnson out of North Ogden, Utah.
Western and can't hold on to it. They're going to give him a mark right up there at the top.
Shane Hart, the Flying Hawaiian. Shane's got a good run. He's passed up the face. He's smooth as he comes over the third catwalk. Headed for the timing light. 1:10.505 for the Flying Hawaiian, Shane Hart. Steve Martin, Team Skidoo out of Evanston, Wyoming. He's been up this hill today. He's already got a first in the 700 mod under his belt. Let's see how he does in this class. Cat rider Todd Tupper from Haley, Idaho, improved stock king in 2005 and was just on the hill in the 800 improved stock and finished with a third. Todd's got a good run going and a good line as he's coming up over the top of catwalk number 3, headed for the top. .105.723, good enough for third place. Winner Parker Brown with a new fast time, 56.419.
I'm here with Val Simmons, and Val and Verlin Simmons have the Flexus ski and the Generation 2 ski. Val, you got incredible skis.
They're awesome. They really work well. It doesn't matter if you're in a deep powder, hard pack, or springtime slush. They pick up, they go, they turn you where you want to turn. They'll float, they'll side hill. My 12-year-old boy loves them because he can side hill like he's never side hilled before. It's just a phenomenal ski. The Parker Brown this year here at Jackson set the fastest time ever on the hill on this course using our ski. He loves them because it gives him the control he wants and the bites in the corner that he needs. Flotation absorbs the bumps for him, and he flew.
Now, he had the Flexus ski on.
Yes, he did, the original.
And he has the fastest time ever going up this mountain, and he was under control all the way up.
Yes, he was. He was under control, and it was phenomenal to watch him. When you view the BAM film, it'll be awesome.
Now it's time to run the 1,000 Pro Stock, and here's how they line up. Dolan Phelps, Montpelier, Idaho. Dolan was the stock king in 2004. It's snowing again, making visibility poor. The lower part of the hill around the catch net is getting some really big holes, deep trenches. Racers are having a hard time as they try to go across that side hill, negotiating those gates between 10 and 13. Vinnie Clark from Belmont, British Columbia, Canada. Vinnie was Mod King in 2005, King of Kings 2005, and Stock King 2007. Vinnie's been up this hill before, and he knows how to get through this area. He swings wide at gate 10, lights himself up with a rock garden, up over the third catwalk. He's headed for the top. One 10.62 puts Vinnie in first place in this class. Brad Sharp, Boxy, Washington. The rock garden is chewed up. The rocks are sticking out. There's deep trenches. Working that skidoo up over the third catwalk through that rough area. Sled shoots out from underneath him, heads for the crowd. Brad's headed down the mountain. Tyler Crockett, Polson, Montana. These trenches are deep as he's headed up through the rock garden. Oh! Watch out below, here it comes. Oh, it's headed for the catch net, but it's a little wide. It's lined up with that tree. Oh, and it T-bones that tree. Let's see that again. Here comes Tyler, picking up the pieces. Keith Curtis, top qualifier on Friday with a 51.328. He's having a great weekend with a first in a 600 stock, first in the 700 stock, and first in the 800 stock. Let's see how he does in this 1,000 stock. Win goes to Billy Clark, our Canadian friend, the only one to put a time on the clock in this class.
Hey, I'm Shane Hart, Flying Hawaiian, here at the World Championships, promoting the world's best rear suspension, Easy Ride. I'm happy to be working with Easy Ride, who has donated 3 suspensions to benefit the Shriners Hospital. Easy Ride is the choice of champions, and that's why I have an Easy Ride under my sled. There's a lot of reasons why I choose to run Easy Ride suspension, both in the mountains and on the race circuit. Let me show you some of the benefits. One of the benefits of the suspension is the twin tube, one-piece, lightweight design. It saves you almost 15 to 30 pounds out of the box. As you can see from this unique design, it is one continuous piece. And the design of the tube is round for less snow retention and fewer moving parts compared to a stock suspension. With the shock mounted to the arm in this fashion, this allows the rails to flex independently, which increases maneuverability through the trees while boondocking, going through the bumps. It keeps the chassis flatter, and it also allows the track to be on the ground longer, which applies more power to the ground. The way the suspension works, you can actually feel the track biting going uphill through the bumps. It actually delivers the power better than a stock suspension, and you can feel it working underneath the sled. In the field, when you're out riding with your buddies, you'll notice that this open design here in the middle allows the snow to fall through. With traditional suspensions, there's more shafts, more pivot points, and more moving components to capture snow in the suspension and not allow it to fall through. With this design, you could have up to 50 pounds less snow in your suspension while boondocking to allow the suspension to get up on top of the snow a lot easier and a lot faster. So no matter what type of riding you're doing, Easy Ride will give you the edge.
1,000 proof stock, and here's how they line up. Cat rider, Les Keller, Kalispell, Montana. Les has been up the mountain today. He's already got a 4th in the 800 stock class. Let's see how he does. That face is nasty. Oh, and Les sticks it right there. Skidoo rider, Trent Hansaker, Camas, Utah. This is Trent's first year running the pro class. He's just a little cautious as he comes up over that catwalk. Oh, he lays it over right there. Adrenaline's pumping though. Wants to get just a little higher up the mountain. No, he's done. Team Skidoo racer Jason Crane, Montpelier, Idaho. Crew Stock King 2004. Rock Garden turns, nasty, deep trenches, off camber. Jason's got few options. Gets off balance, parks it right there. One goes to the highest mark on the mountain, Les Keller, and he'll get a chance to compete in the King of Kings later today.
Okay, Blake, we're here still at the third catwalk. I've walked up and down the mountain a couple gates, and I can't find any place that's got a more exciting spot to be than right here, right now. We're looking up from right here. We've got the straightest, fastest part of the course on the mountain. And we look down below, we've got the, I guess you'd call it the place that everybody's getting caught in. Right here at gate, probably 10, there's a bunch of rocks. From gate to gate, it's rocks. So they're just having to pick which ones they want to hit. The guys that are trying to come out wide can't get back in. They see this fast spot up here, and they're thinking, all I got to do is get there, and they just haven't been able to make it. So, unless we have a gate change, we're going to see a lot of action right here for the next little while.
Now it's time for the Pro Masters mod for racers over 40. A lot of past King titles in this lineup. At the starting line, Charlie Lopeman, Cora, Wyoming. Charlie is 40 years old. He's been up this mountain many times in the past. He's got a good run going. He's a big, stout racer headed up the face of the rock garden. Oh, and Charlie launches off that rock. Oh, heads up. Here comes the sled. Cat rider Brett Rasmussen from Preston, Idaho. He's got a lot of first place finishes under his belt, and he's a very technical rider. He's in great shape. Brett's 50 years old. He's the oldest racer in the finals. Brett was top qualifier in this class yesterday with a 1:44.559. Brett's hanging out. He wants the win. Oh, and he saves the sled. All eyes are on past world champion Rick Ward, the most winningest man in hill climbing. King of Kings 93, Stock King 01, Improved King 03, Stock King 06, and many other first place finishes. He's looking good through the bottom, headed up into the rock garden. Rick's carrying some great speed. Oh, and Rick launches off the rock shelf. Jumps off, putting on the brakes, trying to save the sled. We got all the cameras rolling. We'll show you all the angles. Rick sliding down to check out the damages. Next up, local favorite Tony Audebray, Jackson, Wyoming, on that 1000cc mod cat. He's been up this mountain before. If anyone can make it, Tony can. His wife Jen Audebray was the women's world champion here last year. Tony's taking a little different line up through that rock garden, shooting across the face, digging a hole. You'll get a mark right there. Darren Gould from Teton, Idaho, improved stock king in 2000. Darren's been up this mountain before. He's got a good run going. And he's in the area by the catch net where the trenches are super deep. Headed up the mountain. Darren's a very strong racer, known by his close friends with Bronco Billy. Oh, and he launches off the rock shelf. Here it comes. Those rocks are sticking out everywhere. There's hardly any options for the racers to go. And he'll help move in to save his sled. Darren looks up the hill, checking it all out. Brad Sharp from Sharp Brothers Racing. He's the only man left to knock Tony Audebray off that winning high mark. Got a good run going. These racers have very few options as they're coming up through the rock garden. It's just a matter of which rocks to launch off of. Oh, and he launches off. Here comes the sled. Down through the rocks, upside down. They're trying to hold on to it. Get a close-up look to see just how nasty, gnarly this rock garden is. This year's winner in the Pro Masters mod goes to Tony Audebray from Jackson, Wyoming.
I'm here with Tony Audebray. And Tony, you are having a great day at Jackson. Now you just took a win.
Yeah, I just won Pro Masters mod.
And how were the conditions up there, Tony?
Conditions were really rough. There were some big trenches, some big holes, but I made it. I won it.
Well, congratulations. Now you're riding for Team Arctic.
I am. I've been riding for Team Arctic for the last 5 years. Pretty much rode Arctic Cat my whole life.
They're making a great sled. What do you like about it?
I like the horsepower in this 1000cc. I mean, it's a great sled, and I like the suspension. They're working well. I'm looking forward to the 09s. They came out with some new steering posts that's extendable. They lightened up the rear suspension on it. They've got a new track out, and I think we're going to do well on it.
A lot of great things. All right. Well, Tony, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now it's time for the open mod. Big horsepower. There was 31 entries. Narrows it down to a field of 10 finalists. First up, Arctic Cat racer Tony Zollinger from Avon, Utah, part of the Zollinger race team. He's looking good through that trenchy area. That turbo wound up and he's headed up through the rock garden to the third catwalk. Whoa, Tony! What I call a Superman. Kyle Tapio from Team Tapio, Battleground, Washington. King of Kings in 2006, 2007. He was the #1 qualifier in the second heat yesterday with a 102.988. He just came off of the second place in the 800 mod. He wants a first place in order to get a King run later today. And he's headed for the top. 102.988 sets the pace for the other racers. Cat rider Chad Free from right here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. He knows his way to the top. Oh, and Chad gets a little sideways there, spins out, and gets a mark. Parker Brown from Jackson Hole, Wyoming just came off that big win in the 800 mod earlier today. Posted the fastest time of the weekend with that 56.419. Let's see what Parker can do. Skidoo racer Rusty Johnson, North Ogden, Utah. He knows his way to the top. He was first in this class last year. He wants the win. He wants a repeat. Let's see if Rusty can get her done. On the mountain, Nate Zollinger from Zebros Racing, top qualifier yesterday at heat number 1 with a 131.231. Nate was improved stock king here at Jackson in 2006. He's flying up through the rock garden and jumps up and takes the top right off of gate 11. He's paid his money. He's headed for the top just to show everybody he can. Shaking his head. He knows he'll get marked with gate 11. Russ Tapio from Team Tapio. Nothing he'd like better than beat brother Kyle's time of 102.988. Is he going to do it? He's flying through there. Good enough for second place. Polaris rider Charlie Lopman from Cora, Wyoming. He just came off that third place finish in the Pro Masters mod. Charlie's sponsored by Bucky's Outdoors in Pinedale, Wyoming. Charlie's working that Polaris up through the rock garden and over catwalk number 3. And as the big Bucky's decal comes into view, Charlie has only one thing on his mind. He's headed for the top. .263. That puts Lopman in third place. The winner of the open mod goes to Kyle Tapio on that cat with a 102.988. SnowTech Magazine, best magazine in snowmobiling. Cutting-edge information, ideas and technology, expert insight and reporting, snowtechmagazine.com. Aerocharger Turbo System, manufacturing turbochargers with a passion. No turbo lag. Aerocharger.com. Renegade Sports, lead or follow. You decide the ride. RenegadeSports.us. Carl Cycle Sales, Boise's power sports expert since 1966. Home of Hall of Famer Jack Struthers. Bucky's Outdoors, your full-service dealer in Pinedale, Wyoming since 1961. Visit buckysoutdoors.com. The individual class competition may be over, but the crowd knows the best is yet to come. I'm talking about the King Runs. It's snowing, it's cold, but everyone wants to know, who's the king of this mountain? First place finishers in each class have drawn to see their running order. You start out with a stock class. Here's how they line up. First up, reigning stock king, Vinnie Clark, our Canadian rider from Belmont, British Columbia. Vinnie was first place in the 1,000 stock. $113 for Vinnie. He sets the pace in stock. Tom Roby from Thane, Wyoming, first place in ProMaster stock. Roby's got a great run going. Can he beat out Vinnie? Yes! 107.250 for Roby. Keith Curtis, first place finish, 700 stock. Keith has 3 chances in this competition. Keith doesn't turn a fast enough time in this 700 stock. He's got a chance to come back up on his 800 stock sled to better his time.
Then you gotta be getting close now. And he's on the run with the King now.
Not fast enough. Keith Curtis, 800 stock. Keith was first place finisher at 600 stock, 700 stock, 800 stock.
Today, 3 runs, and then you stretch it out to the very end. What's with that?
I couldn't let the Skidoos win. Had to lead them on a little bit.
Yeah, you had everybody led on. You know, you started running this hill first thing this morning. You finished her off tonight. How's it changed from first thing this morning till tonight?
There was a lot of snow this morning, and now there's nothing, pretty much.
Had a good time?
Yeah.
How long you been running this rim shot circuit?
This is my 2nd year.
2nd year, and you come up here today and win the Stock World Championship King of the Hill. Congratulations, Keith. Great job.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we'll see you back here later running for King of Kings. Keith Curtis, this year's Stock King of the Hill, right here. Put your hands together. Great job.
Thanks a lot.
Now it's time to run the improved stock, and here's how they line up. Norm Hebert, Terrace, British Columbia, Canada. First place finisher, improved 800. Norm was the improved stock king here in 2001. Norm's got a good run going. pace in this class. Les Keller, Kalispell, Montana on that cat. Les was the first place finisher in the 1,000 improved stock. Can he beat out Norm Hebert? Yes, 108.064. How close can it get? 108.06. David Sharp, Moxie, Washington. Sharp Brothers Racing. David was first place finisher. Pro Masters improved stock. David knocked Les out of his first place. No, 108.420. Les is still in first place. Thousandths of a second between these times. Next up, Trent Backus from Marla, British Columbia, Canada. Trent was first place finisher in the 700 improved stock class. He's got a good run going on that HMK sled. Oh, and Trent parks it right on top of the third catwalk as Norm, Les, and David watch from the finish line. One more racer to go. David McClure, Swan Valley, Idaho, cat racer. David was first place finisher in the 600 improved stock class. And this year's improved stock king goes to Les Keller on a cat. Glenn, you got him.
Gnarly today. You came out there without any problem. 3 of you made it up, though. All of you in the 1 minute 8 seconds. You was just a couple of tenths faster. Great race.
Yeah, I can't explain it.
Any thanks you want to give?
My mom and dad, and all my sponsors.
How's the Marty Cats working for you?
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah, it must be working excellent. Getting up here, getting that stock king run. Once again, Les Keller on that cat, getting the win. Nice job, Les.
Thank you very much.
This year's improved stock king of the hill, Les Keller right here.
On a cat, I heard that out there.
And now it's time to run for Mod King of the Mountain. And here's how they line up. Reigning King of Kings, Kyle Tapio. Oh, Kyle's off his sled. Kyle will pack that sled on his back if he needs to. Kyle was Mod King here in Jackson in 2006. Kyle's flying through that rock garden, making up that lost time. 108.064 sets the pace. Brett Rasmussen from Team Artie congratulates Kyle for a great run. Next up, Nels Tapio, Kyle's brother. Team Tapio, Battleground, Washington. Nels finished first in the 600 mud class. He's a little underpowered with that 600cc sled. He got enough to knock off his brother Kyle. No, the 108.900. How close can it get? Skidoo racer, Steve Martin from Evanston, Wyoming. First place finisher, 700 mod class. Steve wants the win. He's got a do or die line going up the face. Oh, watch out, here comes the sled.
one chance at it. You did it. How was it?
Oh, it was a wild ride. I got thrown off the sled right about between the first and second catwalk and came to a complete stop and was able to get it going again, and then just got a break. The other riders didn't make it up, so pulled it off.
Well, what a one to pull off. This year's Mod King of the Hill. Any thanks you'd like to give?
Thanks to all my sponsors, Al Shimpa especially. Thanks to my wife, family for supporting me in all the racing. And biggest thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
That's right. And you know what? We need to talk a little bit about that green sled you're riding up here. How's things working with the green?
It's a great chassis Cat made to make a few modifications to it, and we got a Boondocker turbo kit on it. They flat just run good and a lot of power, and easy ride suspension works great. The Zebros front suspension, just a lot of stuff.
All right, well, nice job. Congratulations. Kyle Tapio, this year's Mod King of the Hill. We're going to send him back down, and he's got to get back down there, get lined up, and try for a three-peat. 3 years running on the King of Kings. He's won the last two. Looking to make history right here with the three-peat. Good luck, Kyle. We'll see you back up here in a minute.
Thank you much.
Will now compete for the coveted title, King of Kings. Keith Curtis will be riding the same sled that he won Stock King on. He's got a great run going as he's going up through the rock garden. Keith's over the top with a 108.628. That's Keller competing on that improved stock 1000 cat. Looking good as he heads up through the rock garden to the third catwalk. Oh, and Les gets hung up in the rock garden. That's where he's going to get marked. Keith Curtis watches on, waiting for Kyle Tapio to run next. Kyle is the Mod King. Brother Nels and his dad John check out his sled one last time. Starter George Toulson signals Kyle it's time to race. Kyle's looking for a three-peat King of Kings title. Looking good as he heads up through the rock garden. Oh!
He is done, Glenn. Take it over, Glenn. You got him up there. Here today, folks. Thanks for coming. We'll turn over to Glenn and get your King of Kings, Keith Curtis.
All right, we've got Mr. Curtis up here. We had you up here a minute ago. Star King, you said you've been running this circuit 2 years. How's it feel to come from the new guy on the block last year to this year's World Championship King of Kings?
Feels good. I could never done it without all the sponsors and all the help, Polaris Industries. You did everything.
I'll tell you what, you've had a great weekend. You've been a lot of fun. You won. How many classes did you win today?
3, and then I got a 4th.
3 classes, and in the money in another one. Like I said, his second year up here. Keith Curtis, this year's King of Kings. Congratulations, great ride. Been a lot of fun watching you this year.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks.
We have finished up the 33rd annual Jackson Hole World Championship Hill Climb, and I'm here with Sid Davidson, and Sid is the secretary for the Snow Devils, the organization that puts on this fantastic event. Now, the Snow Devils also do some fantastic charity work.
Yes.
What was the charity that they were working for this year?
This year, the money that we raised is going to go to the Jackson Hole Shriners Club, due to the fact that they lost out of their fundraiser last year when the Cutter races were canceled, and the money will be donated to the Shriners Children's Hospital.
Now, the Jackson Hole Snow Devils had a little help this year, didn't you?
Yes. Zebros donated an awesome sled that has been up and down this hill many times. Easy Ride, we thank them for their donation. Tulsin Telephone helped with the raffle items, and of course the Jackson Hole Snow Devils.
All right, now what's the dates for next year?
Next year we'll start again on Thursday morning, March 26th, and run through Sunday night, March 29th.
All right, so if you're into motorsports and you want to see one of the most action-packed events that there is, mark your calendars. We'll see you here next year. Thanks, Sid.
Thank you.